Peter, at all?
I'm shortly about to go into a meeting for my next film. It's a bigger, very different project, which is going to be very exciting. It's another kind of based on a true story, but if this is about like the purest, most, if Angelfish is about the purest, most kind of wonderful thing in life, it's slightly darker, but it's going to be an amazing project. I'm very, very excited about it, and that should be ready in a couple of years, I think, and we're very excited for people to see it. I'm like, things are going exceptionally well at the moment. I'm so happy about Angelfish, and this next thing on the horizon is really exciting. But I'm just so excited for people to be able to see Angelfish, and as you said, available on iTunes right now, and all the links and everything you could ever possibly want to know about Angelfish is on our Instagram, which is at Angelfish Movie. So please, hit us up, check out our Instagram, and you can find everything you want to know about the film there.
Well, I mean, that's great, Peter. I really look forward to be able to watch this movie, and also be able to watch, whatever movies that you come up as well. Best of luck to you coming up in the new year.
Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great evening.
Coming up next, our interview with Marcus Zane. My next guest has been doing a lot as of late. He's been really crazy out in Hollywood and Canada and all you gotta say that as well. He's got a supporting role coming up opposite Adrian Brody in the feature film The Kid Detective, and he has a recurring role on the hit series Riverdale on the CW. We have Marcus Zane on us with us right now. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. I mean, like I said, it's been kind of a crazy year for you as well. I mean, having so many shows and balancing so much stuff. I mean, how's it been for you? Can describe me how this year's been for you, and all the opportunities that you've gotten this year.
It's been really exciting. It's definitely been my biggest year for acting this year, and I've just graduated from high school last year, so I really want to try acting out, and it was something that I was a little nervous for, I guess, to try out. It was a big risk, and it's been really fun, and I really love doing it.
Just to be able to have those opportunities as well. I mean, what kind of got you into wanting to do a little bit more acting, and what kind of struck the acting bug for you?
I think it was just watching so many movies as a little kid. I kind of picked up on it pretty early, and it was something that my mom had been really supportive of, and she helped me get into the classes that I wanted to and whatnot, and it's just something that's been around my entire life.
Now, seeing that you've done so many dramatic roles, I mean, how's it been for you? Do you prefer drama? Do you prefer comedy? Or it just depends on the situation. Kind of what's your idea?
Depends. Yeah, I mean, everything's different, right? It's fun to play all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in comedy they say it's a little bit harder to do, as well, because, in a dramatic scene, I mean, it's probably a little bit harder for people to get people to laugh, versus, doing a very dramatic scene. Tell me a little bit about, your comedy background, and, how you're adjusting to that, and, how, do you hope to have more comedic roles coming up in the future?
I definitely agree with that. I'd say they're different, right? They're just as hard, but I'd say a lot of people just in general that maybe act, they might think that comedy's easier because, it's goofy and you're laughing. But yeah, it's just as hard. The timing on some of these scripts is definitely harder to do. But at the end of the day, I love playing both drama and comedy roles. Anything. Just totally different. Everything's different.
Now, are you permanently down in Los Angeles, or are you still commuting between Vancouver and Los Angeles?
I'm commuting back and forth right now. I live in Vancouver right now, though.
And
I'd like to live in LA eventually, though.
I mean, Vancouver's a huge city in terms of, between that and Toronto, there's a lot of huge Hollywood productions that happen out of both of those cities up in Canada as well. I mean, just being able to have those opportunities up in Vancouver to be able to do some of the acting gigs and being in your hometown. I mean, what does that mean to you? And is it a little bit easier just to kind of be able to act in your local Vancouver area?
Yeah, Vancouver is definitely my home. It's the city I was kind of born and raised in, and it's definitely nice being close to family and the areas that I grew up in. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to be down in LA eventually. That's kind of my goal. But it's definitely been nice being able to film around here and audition around here. It's a really beautiful area.
Now, besides acting, do you do any singing? Do you do any? Do you have any dancing or anything like that? Any other skills that you have on the agenda there?
Yeah, I do a little bit of singing. I'm not a great dancer, but it's mainly the acting for me. That's kind of the thing that I enjoy doing the most. The other things are fun to do. I like to dance, even though I'm not good at it. But singing's awesome to do too. But again, acting.
Now you've done both television and film, and obviously they're two different beasts as well. I mean, do you have a preference, or is it just a situation again where it's two different kind of entities that you kind of enjoy both?
I enjoy both. It's two different entities for sure. Because with a show, you're continuing this character on for years, right? And then with a movie, it's something that you're doing for maybe even a few weeks, a few days. It's definitely a totally different thing, and both are fun.
And what's been interesting too is the fact, I mean, with you being on Riverdale, obviously you probably get recognized a lot more by girls. I mean, is that the case? Do you find that a little bit, especially if you're traveling back and forth between Vancouver and Los Angeles?
I mean, I don't mind it. Yeah, I mean, Riverdale definitely. I got a lot of attention for my Riverdale role, I'd say. That was really nice. It was an awesome show to be in, and I definitely did notice a difference after I'd done that show.
Now, having been on set with a lot of veteran actors, I mean, did you get to learn a lot from them? And obviously, learning from the directors and all that as well. I mean, how's it been for you to be on sets and to be able to work off some of these award winners?
I mean, it's been amazing. On Riverdale, being able to work with Camila Mendez and Cole Sprouse, that was amazing. I'd watched a lot of Zack and Cody on the Disney Channel growing up, so to see him in person and acting next to him was definitely a strange feeling. And then stuff like I did a show called Loudermilk last year. Ron Livingston I was playing a younger version of him, and he was on set that day, and he was really great. He was giving me tips along the way, and I don't know, being able to act with those sorts of people is amazing, and you got to take those opportunities to really learn as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just having those opportunities to be able to work with them, and obviously, to learn a little bit about the craft as well. I mean, you're still growing into this role, as it were. So it's always great to be able to hear, you're learning a little bit about what's been going on in terms of, what advice that you could possibly get and all that as well. So kind of crazy to say the least as well. Having the ability. I mean, you said you just graduated high school, correct?
Yeah, I just graduated last year.
So it's got to be a little bit easier for you to go back and forth, I'm assuming, and not have to worry about having to worry about school.
Definitely, yeah. That was a big thing for me, was balancing the two while I was in high school. So being out now and be able to fully immerse myself in that world is amazing.
Is that something in the back of your mind that you might want to go to college eventually? Maybe even after you've got some acting done. I know several actors that have done that, where they've went through their careers and then decide maybe I'll go ahead and get a degree at some point. But is that something that's in the back of your mind?
Definitely, yeah. Education's really important to me, and I'd love to go back to school eventually. But I thought right now would be a good time to try acting.
Now, if you went to college right now, I mean, what obviously, acting would be something that'll be on top of your list. But is there any other subjects that you're interested in?
I thought about it a while because I was going through that process up in high school, and the thing that interests me the most is commerce and business. I was going to take commerce.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's been several like agents that have actually were actors before they started doing managing as well. So it's really interesting to see some of the degrees that some of the actors kind of get. Some of them get psychology degrees, some of them get business degrees and all that as well. So it'll be interesting to say the least as well. Now, I was noticing in your biography that you enjoy boxing. Basically just sparring as well. I mean, are you a big fan of boxing?
It's honestly something I just started recently, so I'm not too good at it yet. But it's definitely something I enjoy doing. It's a good workout, and it improves your self-confidence, I'd say.
Yeah. Do you go to a certain gym down in Los Angeles or Vancouver?
Yeah, I went to a couple gyms here, but again, I'm just starting out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of actors again that kind of do that. They also do the mixed martial arts route, or take up jiu-jitsu or something like that as well. So it kind of keeps you in shape as well. Yeah. And this is something in your toolbox, real too.
Exactly right. You could use that on set maybe eventually. It's definitely a useful thing.
Yeah, what sports are you a fan of? Are you a fan of any kind of sports?
I love basketball.
What's your favorite team?
I like the Raptors, obviously, because Canadian.
Yeah. Now, besides Vancouver and Los Angeles, any locations that you've been to? Have you been out of country at all, or taken any interesting trips besides the United States?
For film or just in general?
Just in general.
I lived in Portugal for a couple of years when I was younger, which was really cool. Hard because I didn't speak Portuguese, but it was fun. Well, that's good. That's
nice to hear. Sometimes it's just getting into another culture and to develop it a little bit more. You kind of expand you out a little bit as well. So always interesting to say the least.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, like I said, there's a lot of things going on with you right now. I believe Maggie's Christmas Miracle, I believe, and Campfire Kiss are currently playing over on Hallmark right now. So, I think people are in the holiday spirit as well. I mean, how's it for you to kind of do a Christmas movie?
They're fun to do. They're awesome. I remember I did that a couple years ago, and I had a lot of fun filming it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And you do have a tendency to, I believe they film those in like summer, right?
I believe we filmed it in November, and it was it was so long ago I can't remember. It was October, and it came out in December, so it was a really quick one. Filmed and then out right away.
Well, that's interesting to say the least. To do a quickie. I know sometimes they do it in the summer, but having to do it in October and then turning it around that fast, the editors must be crazy or all that as well. But
they're probably working their tail off.
Do you do any writing at all, or have you ever considered writing a story of your own, or is it something in the back of your mind, or even directing? Have you considered that?
I don't know about writing. That'd definitely be a fun thing to do, but it'd be hard to write a really good script. Directing, that'd be a ton of fun way down the line, but right now, I really just want to focus on acting. That's what I love to do, but I've thought about directing and stuff like that, what it would be like, and I've kind of paid extra attention to the directors on set and see what they do and whatnot. It definitely seems like an interesting job, but I'm definitely not qualified for that, and it's very hard.
Yeah, so like I said, busy kind of year for you this year, and obviously next year, hopefully it'll be just as busy. Hopefully Chad gets picked up and we'll be able to get that as well. The Kid Detective comes out next year as well. Anything else? Anything else coming out for you?
Just that Chad pilot right now to see if that gets picked